Blog Talk Radio.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today at WFYT. This is Robert James, your host, and I've got a really, this is going to be an intriguing conversation today. If you've got 30 minutes set aside, please sit down, relax, and you're going to enjoy such a great program. We're talking to a gentleman who's actually has helped a lot of people, made a lot of big differences in a lot of people's lives, and he's a vocal coach, but also he's a whole lot more than that. He actually goes past that, actually works directly with the person's confidence and stage fright and things of that nature. I wanted to give you his website real quick, so if you want to follow along or take a look at it, put it in your favorites for sure. It's www.gmagno.com. That's www.g as in go, magno.com, www.gmagno.com. And I will say this one thing: why do singers and performers everywhere come to Coconut Grove, Florida? One reason and one reason only: Gil Magno. He's a vocal coach and personal development consultant. And Gil, I'd like to welcome you to the call.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us today, and I'm really intrigued on what you're doing. And a lot of people, even myself, years ago took singing lessons. I'm a vocal coach and this and that, but he taught me some great techniques, the scales and everything. But one thing I always lacked, and a lot of people out there I'm sure do lack, is the confidence as far as actually being able to go out there and do what you need to do as far as perform a song or a number or play a piano or whatever. Can you kind of dive right in and pretty much give us an idea of what you actually do to help a person get to that level to where they actually can be more confident with what they're doing when they're actually vocalizing or singing?
Right. Well, that's why you do the scales. You do the scales of the exercises to strengthen the voice and to have control over the voice. But there's more than that. There's also the person behind the voice. That's how I got into all of this self-improvement stuff. But that student will reach one day. In my case, I remember clearly that the afternoon when I sang with an accompanist, and I fell in love with my voice. But those were months later. So at first you practice the exercises and things to get the technique. Once you have the technique, you're confident that you can do something. And then the rest is the expression of that song or whatever you're singing. And that's when the person behind the voice becomes important.
Right.
So the confidence to perform out there comes with a feeling very good about yourself and your voice.
Is that half the battle, Gil?
I'm sorry?
Is that half the battle as far as if they know a song, they had to sing a song, maybe they sound good, but if they're not very confident in what they're doing when they actually get up there on stage, is that half the battle, or even more than half the battle?
Right. It's about 50%. The person, you see, singing is very easy, and I'm qualified to make that statement because I was in all types of music. I was a conductor, well, not a big one or anything, but I did studied conducting. I played woodwinds. I studied all the different instruments. So I'm qualified to say that the voice is a very simple instrument to master. However, what's not so simple is the person behind the voice, because the voice itself is the soul, as it were. The voice is the soul of the person. If that soul is constipated, it doesn't come out in the voice. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. So most of these people get out there and start singing songs and stuff like that. Well, they can carry a tune, so they do it, but they don't have confidence because they don't know what it entails. What is a good voice as opposed to a bad voice and all of that stuff. So when you study it correctly, you become familiar with all of these techniques and so forth. And then after that, then you have to work on yourself.
Right. So it really has a lot to do with really self-confidence and really
50%, at least, well, more than that. Actually, about 65% is all the confidence and the person that you are. Because there are a lot of people out there that sing, and their voices are okay, but nothing great. But they are famous, and when they sing, you really feel it. And that's what it's all about.
Right. Now, how would someone go about getting in touch with you directly as far as if they're interested in doing this, building up their confidence, of course, and transforming their life in general? I mean, of course, singing is one thing, of course, and then life in general, I guess they have to have their confidence about them as well. How would someone go about getting in touch with you directly? Would they go to visit the website? Can they call you? Do you have a direct line with someone?
Okay. Yeah, I will give you that information in a minute, but first let me say this.
Sure.
First came the singing. Then I discovered that to be a good singer, it's the person. So my system of teaching became the person behind the voice. That's my school of teaching. So in order to develop the inner person, since I've been into self-improvement all my life, I created a course called Self-Transformation Through Personal Magnetism. And now, people, when I created this course, started giving it, and even though I knew it was good, I am dumbfounded every single day. I mean, I can't believe how much it is helping people. It is incredible. And we start off by eliminating all the present time problems that a person has. We do that with EFT, which means Emotional Freedom Techniques, as developed by Gary Craig. Actually, it was the discovery of Dr. Roger Callahan, but Gary Craig adapted it to a more popular way of applying it. And so we do that, eliminate all the problems, because it's very difficult to teach something new to a person who is full of problems in the present time. They can't focus. So we eliminate all the problems. Then after that, we go into the sentence completion of Dr. Nathaniel Brandon. I had a few live sessions with him. He's great philosopher, psychotherapist, and so we use his sentence completion work. Now the person is free to learn new things. Then we start working on the power of the voice. There is a power in the voice that has intention and meaning. And so I have them recite certain quotes and certain poems and all kinds of tricks to get that person outside of himself with confidence. So anybody can sign up for this course. I can't give the whole course on the phone, only the EFT techniques that I can do on the phone. But the whole course, they have to be present. And if they were to take, for example, 2 classes per week, they could be through the course in 3 months. That's not very much when you're going to have your whole life changed. Now, those coming 1 time a week for a class, I would say in 6 months they would have the whole course. It's a very it's a heavy course. You have to do a lot of reading, thinking, and practicing. But everything is easy, nothing complex.
Right.
Now they can get in touch with me through the website, through my phone number. That's how usually. I have a lot of stuff on YouTube. I get a lot of people from there.
Yeah, I did notice that. I did notice that on the internet. Even if you Googled your name, you could come up all over the place. Gil Magno. You've been around quite a while, and you've actually inspired a lot of lives. That's what I've seen in your bio. Now, for those of you listening to us and maybe just tuned in, we're listening to Gil Magno, who actually is really a vocal coach, but also a whole lot more than that. He actually is helping folks to change their lives and make their lives a lot better, also giving them confidence. Today we actually really want to focus on the fact that he's talking about the self-confidence course and the self-transformation course, which is something I highly recommend you get. You can go right to the website. There are links there. You can order it today, and you can actually get in touch with Gil directly. His website, once again, is www.gmagno.com. That's G as in Gil, M-A-G-N-O, www.gmagno.com. Gil, can you also give our listening audience your phone number?
I'm sorry?
Can you please give our listening audience your phone number to contact you directly?
Yeah, it's it's in Florida, 305-447-8660.